One of the questions I get a lot is, Laurel, how do you have so many ad angles? How do you find them? And so a lot of you guys over the last several weeks have been telling me that you're stuck at only being able to find 3 to 5 ad angles. And if you watched my video from yesterday, I told you that in my definition of true scale is actually not just raising the budget, but being able to create an infinite amount of ad angles and variations within a target audience. Now, in this video today, I'm actually going to show you my method to finding not only dozens and dozens of ad angles, but I'm also going to show you how to find variations within those winning ad angles, okay? So let's actually break down the principle of why this actually works and how you could actually implement this starting pretty much today after you watch this video, okay? So the first thing that you have to understand is that within any audience target, okay? So I just created an O, so let's just say Oprah, right? So let's say that this circle represents all of Oprah's audience. Now, within this target audience, there's going to be different pockets of people. So let's say that you have 3 winning ads that are just bangers, right? They are making a ton of money. Well, the more money that you put on each of these ad angles is going to only reach the pocket of people that are interested in those specific ad angles. So even though, let's say Oprah has an audience size of 10 million, even though that audience size is 10 million, Facebook's not going to show those 3 ads to all 10 million of Oprah's audience. They're going to show it to only the people who are interested in this specific ad angle, okay? So you could have 10 million people, 3 ad angles might only get you seen in front of maybe 500,000 people, okay? Now I'm just making that up just to kind of give you an example. So what we want to do is we want to find enough ad angles to basically exploit Oprah's entire audience pocket, right? So it's going to look more something like this. And so if you're having trouble scaling, because every time you scale, maybe you get diminishing returns, it's because you're hitting those same people up with those same 3 ads. What we want to do is we want to be able to exploit that entire pocket of people with different ad angles. And as you can see, you need a lot of them. And so how do you actually find all of those different ad angles? Okay, so I'm going to draw a triangle. I am all about drawing shapes today. And so what we're actually going to do is I'm going to draw one line here and I'm going to draw one line here. Okay, now these 2 lines represent the floor and the ceiling. Now stay with me, okay? Because this is the principal stuff that a lot of people are like, oh, this is boring. But honestly, this is where the secret sauce lies, okay? So remember, we need all of these different ad angles to attract the same target audience. But how do we find that? So what we're gonna do is the first thing we need to do is we need to identify who are our ceiling ideal clients and our floor, meaning who are our best of the best in the ceiling, like who can we get the best results for? And what group of people have the minimum requirements that it takes in order for us to identify them as an ideal client, right? Because what we want to do is we want to avoid marketing to anyone that's below the floor. And what I'm actually walking you guys through in this video right now, it doesn't matter whether you're doing power content, which are Goodwill video ads. It doesn't matter whether you're doing Reels videos. It doesn't matter whether you're doing your offer ads. It doesn't matter, ebook ads, webinar. This pertains to any type of ad that you're doing, okay? So, and also your organic content too. It doesn't matter. Like in my world, I don't see a difference between organic content and paid ads because they're the same thing. Organic content is just free advertising and paid ads are just organic content with money on it, right? And so once we've identified our ceiling and floor clients, we can then identify what are specific problems that each of these clients have, okay? So for example, my ceiling clients are the people who are already running direct response funnels like a VSL. They're already getting 2x times their return on ad spend, right? If someone is already running a VSL funnel getting 2 times their return on ad spend, they're going to have entirely different problems than the people who are down here. My floor clients are people who have a validated offer, but they don't actually have a marketing system in order to get more people there. And so these people down here are going to have very different problems than the people up here. And then you're going to have the middle people, right? They're going to have a little bit of both. And so we are going to create content to solve these people's problems, okay? And then you're going to have your top of the top of the top. There are going to be more problems here. And you have to be able to identify all of these different problems. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is they're not going micro problem enough. Like they're staying very broad. Like people who want to lose weight, that is a very broad problem. But what are all of the small problems that are keeping that person from losing weight? Maybe it's because they work a 12-hour shift and they don't have time to meal prep. How do you solve that problem in one single video? If you're someone who's trying to build an online business, your problem isn't that you can't make it to $10,000 a month. There's a whole bunch of micro problems that are keeping you from making $10,000 a month. Maybe you don't know how to write a good email. Maybe you don't know how to use Facebook groups to get lead gen. Maybe you don't know how to write a piece of video content that's going to you see where I'm going with this? These are all micro problems. And so a lot of you guys are trying to solve too big of a problem, and it is actually repelling a lot of people who would actually be your ideal clients because you're staying too broad. The secret and the money is all in these micro problems, okay? So these are where you're going to find all of your different ad angles, okay? Now, once you have your winning ad angles, we're going to pull them out, okay? We're going to pull them out. Oops, didn't mean to do that. We're going to pull them out, all of our winning ad angles. So these, let's just say these are all converting, okay? The next step is we are going to pull variations on these ad angles, okay? So for instance, if I have an ad angle, which by the way, I'll just use one of my best performing ad angles. My best performing ad angle says, this ad only costs me $2 a day to run, and on average, I will get 3 to 4 sales with it, okay? So an example of a variation on that is instead of doing another video, I might do a picture post and say the same thing. The ad copy is not going to change. It's just the picture. Another variation is I might do it as a Reels video. Another variation is that I might get one of my clients to say that same thing in a testimonial. Another variation is I might do that exact same video wearing a different shirt in a different location, okay? And then the last, I might have copy variations using the same creatives, okay? So these are all different variations. So you will have 5 to 7 variations for every winning ad angle. And right now, you're like thinking, holy shit, Laurel, that is a lot of content. It is. You know, a lot of you guys aren't failing with ads because your offer sucks. A lot of you guys are failing with ads because you keep putting budget on the same ads and people are marking your ads as spam. Or they're just scrolling on past and you're wasting that budget again and again on the same pocket of people when you really need to be exploiting that audience pocket. And this is how we could actually make audiences last so much longer. As a matter of fact, the more ad angles that you have, the more you'll be able to put out lower budgeted ads and actually get better results than the people who are spending $100 per day per ad set. Like a lot of times what I do is I will launch 30 ads and put $5 on them and just let them go and get purchases for like $2, $3 because I know how to exploit all of my tight targeting audiences very, very well. And so this is why I was able to actually keep my ad spend below $150,000 over the last 7 years and make 4 million plus in sales because I know and understand this principle at a much deeper level than a lot of people who are running ads. And so I hope that this little demonstration here gave you enough clarity to be able to know how you can actually extract more ad angles so that you can get better results with ads.